posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says "Justice" on it. And then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the godfather of soul sweating in drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit. And then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it, F you. Tony Brown, but who the f***'s in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
Oh, but
actually, hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you're fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like, I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. I'm trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
also follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking.
We actually follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff.
Decision.
It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got go fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
This guy just say fucking forehead. What? This guy say forehead.
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest. You almost didn't.
Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right. Next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. Full weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie.
Just one more moment, guys. We'll be starting soon. We're just getting everything together.
What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay.
Why?
Why do people happy? KW, LOLW, XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now.
We were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
Yo,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal four-way poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking
God.
bits.
Fuck damn it! Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called? But the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now. But he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says "Justice" on it. And then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in a drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. Fuck you. Tony Brown, but who the fuck's in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't but Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
Oh, but
actually, hey, it worked out in the long run.
I actually do hope they make another season, actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. I'm trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
so follow a simp account.
Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking. This is
we actually
networking.
follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a Stan account, you got to follow the other Stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff. It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got go so fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
Unprettier.
This guy just say fucking forehead.
Switch. What?
This guy say forehead.
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest. You almost didn't.
Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right. Next up.
Unbelievable. 5 head.
Next up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. Weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad?
that, and then that. It's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It's time for your weekly dose of the pro wrestling injection right here on the Sports Hit List by the fans, for the fans. Actually, why am I saying that? Holy shit. Wait. Well. That's
Wow, we were not even 10 seconds in. That's a new record.
That's the first time I fucked up with the intro since switching over to here.
Not even 10 seconds. You really are tired tonight.
Okay, so yes, it's Wednesday, guys. You know what that means. It's time for your weekly dose of the Pro Wrestling Injection right here on the Pro Wrestling Injection YouTube and Twitch. Don't tell Twitch because Twitch does not allow us to simul stream. Shh. Okay. As always, I am the Outlaw of Long Island here, joined with my illustrious panel of co-hosts. To my right, we have Mr. Marathon himself, who finally got his graphic last week. He is officially a part of the team. Mr. Marathon Mike himself, and then down below we have the goon Christian. We have quite a bit of news to cover, nothing too major, so nothing to scream and shout about.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting off with the news, we have Bryan Danielson. This is from the Wrestling Observer, per the Wrestling Purist, who does all their who likes to submit news. Bryan Danielson has become more important of AEW in creative. He has described as someone who adds good input into any booking conversation. Also, when he is in the room, he pushes Tony Khan to think harder and improve his thinking. Like he adds more enthusiasm to Khan. That's interesting. That's very interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a report that he booked that Championship Friday episode of Rampage, the one with Zack Sabre Jr. and the Zack Sabre Jr. Action Andretti match, the Shibata Lee Moriarty match, the Willow Emi Sakura match, and I forgot what the other match on there was, but he was set to have a hand in booking that show. So
And that was the best Dynamite in months.
Rampage.
Excuse me, Rampage.
Yeah, so that was a great. I mean,
We're all allowed one.
This was already confirmed at the media scrum by himself. He talked about this at the media scrum. He said he enjoys it. He enjoys talking to Tony, and it's not like he's there fucking booking the show with a pad and a pen. He's just drafting up ideas and talking to Tony about it. It's like, hey, this might be cool. So because this company does not have a writer's room. They don't do that. Tony has his guys. He's got like Sanjay and Danielson and QT.
And someone else that we're going to talk about.
Will Washington.
And someone else we will be talking about later. Next up, we have Stardom and AEW. Have had conversations about the possibility of integrating Stardom talent into Forbidden Door. One main talking point is that Stardom talent availability, as they have their own show the same weekend. There's been discussions on how it may work. This is per Fightful. It's up in the air. Yeah,
it's not happening.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting you know now. Do not get
your hopes up.
Hopes up for Stardom talent on Forbidden Door. It sucks because it would have been nice.
But at most, could we see like Maki Ito at most if she's not booked?
I mean, that's Tokyo Joshi.
Oh, that's Tokyo Joshi. Okay. I thought she was Stardom. My bad.
So basically, I mean, if people didn't know, Stardom is owned by the same company that New Japan is owned by, Bushiroad, and there is Stardom talent that are signed by Stardom, and then there's Bushiroad talent. The biggest example I can give you is that Mercedes Moné is not signed by Stardom. She's signed by Bushiroad. That's why she can work New Japan and Stardom shows simultaneously. And it really doesn't affect her standing in either company. But yeah, they're having their big show. Everybody, all the top stars in Stardom are mostly accounted for. Like Utami, Sayuri, Julia, Mayu Iwatani, Mina Shirakawa, Kairi, Tam Nakano, they're all accounted for. Lady C and all them, Starlight Kid, they're all accounted for on the show. So they're already announced and booked for the show. So they
Yeah.
wouldn't really be able to spare anybody. And I have news for you: if it wasn't obvious enough that Mercedes Moné was probably going to be on Forbidden Door, that's definitely what was going to happen. And Tony already said that only people who know the conversations that they had were himself, and Mercedes. And I guarantee you, she would have been on that show on
Yeah.
Forbidden Door, and that was going to be the big women's attraction on Forbidden Door. Now, obviously, that can't happen anymore due to her injury. They could do something else. I wouldn't be surprised if Willow was on the show, um, defending her New Japan Strong Women's Championship. But during the report, it was said that the Stardom talent, if there was gonna be one, was gonna be Tony, because Tony was a former World of Stardom champion, and she's very trusted within Stardom because she was there for years. Um, so
But
we'll see. I see it playing out like last year, maybe one women's match, maybe two. But yeah, if it's gonna be anybody, it's either gonna be Tony or Willow, wrestling somebody.
getting now to the next bit of news. This is both heartbreaking and upsetting. BJ Whitmer has been terminated from AEW following his arrest on domestic violence charges, while talent and staff are ultimately responsible for their own personal actions outside of AEW. This behavior is intolerable within AEW. AEW has reached out to offer support to those impacted by his behavior. So, yeah. Looks like they gotta get a new
Ring of Honor
judge.
pure judge.
Yeah, but that's not too hard. They have
That's why they just
a
signed Jimmy
plethora.
Jacobs.
A
Yeah,
plethora.
Jimmy Jacobs is right there. They just signed Jimmy Jacobs to be a producer, and what has Jimmy Jacobs is fucking notorious in Ring of Honor. I mean, he has one of the most famous Ring of Honor segments of all time with Age of the Fall. Him and Seth Rollins now, Necro Butcher, when they hung Jay Briscoe, upside down, and when he
Oh,
was
try
standing
that
and
one.
tripping. Yeah, I'm like Jimmy Jacobs is a Ring of Honor like stalwart. So I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he could fill that spot without even noticing.
This is now next up is coming from Via Wrestling when Tony Khan appeared for an interview. He says, Tony Khan says, and I quote, "I'm going to feature certain talent on certain shows, but I haven't drawn any hard lines or lockups AEW into any kind of brand split." I think
Good.
I think they should slightly consider it, though.
I wouldn't. I think that's stupid because
I
it
would say
locks
that
shit away. It's because I mean, though, it's because I think it's because I'm probably the only one here who still watches WWE on a regular basis. Those fucking guys on WWE cannot get their own brand split straight. They have Vic Joseph on NXT saying, "Oh, how about that free agent status for Dana Brooke?" And then literally the next sentence he says, "Monday Night Raw is Dana Brooke." They don't fucking know. Nobody knows. And guess what? Nobody gives a shit. That's really it. If they need MJF on the show to wrestle somebody, that just put MJF on the show. And I'm not saying, and that's the thing. I don't like. There was an interview with Andrade saying, "I hope he had there's separate titles for the show." No, that's getting into dumb territory because it's not needed. It's
Yeah.
unnecessary. If Orange Cassidy, the international champion, is feuding with Miro, he should be on Collision. If he's feuding with Swerve, he should be on Dynamite. It's not rocket science. It's really not hard. They just posted a graphic. We're gonna talk about it later, but they're having a Willow and Sky Blue versus Tony and Ruby match. That is completely fine. That's harmless because guess what? You got Tony on that show. None of those women are exclusive. They don't even have the women to have an exclusive. They don't have as the roster women's wise to have an exclusive roster for both. So, I mean, I get why people would want it, but because they're used to a certain way. But I just think it's silly at this point. If people are needed on Collision, they'll be on Collision. If people are needed on Dynamite, they'll be on Dynamite. The roster is so stacked and so big where this shouldn't even be an issue.
Okay.
Well said.
Like it's like fucking Miro, like Miro, Andrade, Hobbs, Thunder Rosa, and Punk are on all the marketing for Collision. They're like, these are the Collision guys.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that if fucking Orange Cassidy has an international championship open challenge that Buddy Matthews could jump over and say, hey, I want another shot at it on Dynamite. I mean, it's who cares?
All right.
The only thing I was gonna say was that was the right thing for Tony Khan to say in reference
Absolutely.
to a brand split.
Next up,
what the fuck? Kenta just tweeted out a picture of him. It's his face photoshopped.
I saw that
on
earlier.
Punk's,
I saw that earlier
That's
tonight.
funny as shit. And it's a bunch of money bags. So he said he's not wrestling him unless he gets paid.
You're more familiar with this new signing from AEW, Christian, if you want to take over for that one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there was a report that came out that EJ Nduka was signed by AEW. EJ Nduka, he was a Performance Center guy in WWE for a very long time. He never got on TV. He never really got on NXT. He was never on. I don't remember. He might have jobbed a couple times, but he was still in training. Never had any matches. Never had a character yet. But he was a victim of the cuts from 2020 to 2021. I know he's a friend of Jade Cargill. When Jade had her WWE tryout, I guess they met there. But yes, he also. But then after WWE cut him, he went to MLW and actually made a name for himself and actually got a lot of high marks and a lot of high praise in MLW.
Nice.
He's out of his MLW contract. I do vividly remember him jobbing once on AEW Dark during one of the Universal tapings. So I think they must have liked him there. And they said he's been signed for a while, so maybe they're waiting on Collision or something else. But the guy, the guy's got a great look. He's gigantic. He's ripped up. I call him the Judge. But yeah, hey, I mean, if they see something in this guy, why not? But yeah, that's really the news on EJ and Nduka over there. But
I'm gonna save this one for last. Next up, we have WWE is interested in Hook. I think if Taz gets in his son's ear, he better.
I don't know this was a lot. This misled a lot of people. The fucking source they used on that article was some guy on Twitter.
Of course.
And wrestling news. I know it's like this. I know it's a guy who's like usually like gotten shit right as of late, but it's not nowhere near a person where it's like, where like we need to be looking at this reputable source here. Let me just try to get the name of the source because I heard of
the
it.
The page is no longer available.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
So
well,
it was like fucking.
The tweet has been deleted.
Yeah, it was like hashtag boozy. Some I don't know what the.
Okay. Well, retract that. Okay.
That's
now
why people click on the goddamn article before you read it, because I saw the comment section and people like, these motherfuckers did not look at the article.
Okay. Next up, AEW Fight Forever minigames. So one of the YouTubers I invited, Chris Danker, released the gameplay footage for the minigames, and the minigames look like so much fun. Like you're gonna have trivia there. You're gonna have the home run derby game there. You're gonna have it's gonna be Mario Party style games. It's gonna be really fun. Also, in connection with AEW Fight Forever, as of right now, Evil Uno, one of the main video game guys for AEW, is not in AEW Fight Forever.
Here.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, I mean, there's a lot more important people to get in there before.
No, but you have people like who are known for the video game stuff, and people are fans of Evil Uno. So why not put him in there for the release? We already mentioned
Cody out, put him in.
We already mentioned Jimmy Jacobs joining the team. If you don't know, Jimmy Jacobs is responsible for the Festival of Friendship stuff.
Bobby Fish, I saw him on like one of the mini games they showed was like a card game, and Red Dragon was on it. So
he might
Bobby
be in the
Fish,
game.
Like Bobby Fish is, I don't know if he's a playable character, but Bobby Fish is like his likeness is in the game. So
then he might be in the game then. But yeah, so
they just showed Ricky, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Thunder Rosa today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as we mentioned though, so Jimmy Jacobs is a part of AEW's production team. If you don't know, Jimmy Jacobs is responsible for the Festival of Friendship between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. He's the reason why Raw was at least decent in 2016 to watch. He was responsible for a lot of things. So hopefully his input would matter going forward in AEW. It will, of course, but if you don't know why he was fired from WWE, if you remember, back in October, during a nice BTE segment when they invaded Monday Night Raw, Jimmy Jacobs snapped a selfie with his old buddies, the Young Bucks, and that got him fired from WWE.
If that isn't the definition of petty, then I don't know what is.
It 100% is the definition of petty. Next up, I'm not sure, like, we didn't talk about this last week. So AEW All Access has appeared on the Max. So we're just one step closer in a way, if you look at it.
I still haven't transferred over from HBO Max, so I haven't set the account up yet.
You don't have to, it just automatically switches.
I know, but you have to actually go in the app and press the button, and I'm that lazy.
Well, no, you don't have to press the button. You just download it and then sign in.
I didn't even have to sign in. I just downloaded the new app, and then it was cool.
I'm that lazy.
It's not like Bleacher Report where you had to transfer stuff over, which is you screwed yourself on that one, Mike.
Well, I mean, I only bought one or two, so.
And then now for the main bit of news, those that Fightful has spoke to within AEW were confident they'd retain Kenny and the Bucks despite CM Punk's returning to the company. Most people in AEW expect that each man will remain in AEW on significant money increase. Good.
Well, it's not yeah, they expect it, but I mean,
I don't see them going.
Oh, listen, I don't see them leaving either, but I didn't see Cody leaving either. So I don't put anything out of the question when it comes to the wrestling business. But listen, they need to keep those guys happy. I think they will. I think they will absolutely resign. It's like the same shit that's going on with Drew McIntyre right now in WWE, who is not happy. He wants more money, which is actually respectable and makes sense. But it's the same thing. I think the reason they'll presented something, I think they'll be right back.
I think the reason why I say that I don't see them leaving BTE. They're not going to let anyone take that over or anyone control that.
I got news for you. If they went to WWE, they're going to still be able to do BTE. I guarantee you they would, because you know why?
It would be WWE controlled, though.
Nope. I'll tell you why. I literally will tell you why, because it's the same shit that happened with Cody. Cody said to them, I'm not fucking coming here unless I'm doing my thing. I'm having my music. I'm having my look. I'm doing my own promos. This is what he said to them. The guy get to keep his music, which is not, you can't even do that in WWE anymore. Also with his look and his logos and his Nightmare Family shirt, I guarantee you.
Well, okay. Well, see,
the pot
you have to
the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega to show up there.
If you look at it this way, up, down, down was never a WWE thing off the jump. It then became a WWE thing. Yeah, but if they become WWE guys, then they'll be like, oh, so you have this thing? Let's take it over. Because that's the same shit they did to fucking Zack Ryder / Matt Cardona.
That was a different time.
different time, but they're still going to try to. Don't say they're not going to take it over. They will try to take it over.
I don't agree because what's it called? Because that's the thing about the Cardona too. Cardona was the fucking pioneer of this shit. He was the first person to have a vlog like that, not on a DVD from a guy who's on the road in Ring of Honor. This was a major guy in a company who had a YouTube show and got over on his own. The same stuff with BT.
Then they saw dollar signs and were like, "Hey, let's take this."
It's a bunch of guys who got over on their own. And let me tell you something: the Bucks ain't stupid. The Kenny's not stupid. They're not stupid businessmen because they wouldn't be in AEW if they're stupid businessmen. This is their thing. They grew it. They've gone on 300 some odd episodes. I really doubt that if they negotiated a contract with WWE, okay, here you go. You can monetize the entire thing. You can handle it from now on. I highly doubt it. I
see where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong. I see where you're coming from, but I just have that if they see dollar signs on something, they will fucking take it.
Because a lot of people think WWE's the boogeyman, which, I mean, they prove that themselves that a lot of the times they are, but I mean, that is literally the worst thing they can do to anybody. The reason being is because when they brought Cody back into WWE, I mean, this was AEW Cody Rhodes. The music, the entrance, the logos, the look, everything.
It's because he owns those.
Well, exactly. Just like they own BTE. But what I'm getting at here is that when they did that for Cody, that made WWE look so much more appealing and so much more appetizing for people to show up from AEW or from anywhere to come to WWE and do their own shit. If I swear to God, the next big name who makes the jump from AEW to WWE is going to be the exact same thing as Cody. It's going to be AEW, whoever. Let's have a hypothetical here. Say if MJF left AEW to go to WWE, there would not be a single fucking thing different about MJF. Besides, maybe some of the shit he could say on national television because that's out of his hands. But there would not be a single fucking thing presentation-wise and character-wise about this guy. There wouldn't, because he wouldn't go if there was. Same thing about lesser end guys. Say if they had, I don't know, a mid card guy in AEW. I don't know, like fucking. Let's just say Ricky Starks.
Mm-hmm.
Say if Ricky Starks went to WWE. Ricky Starks would still be the Ricky Starks we've come to know. Everything he's done would still be Ricky Starks because it's not appealing for those guys to make the jump over when they're doing their own shit. They're having their own way. They're actually having input on their characters to go give it up to go to WWE. It's the same thing that Darby Allin said why he chose AEW over WWE in the first place, because WWE was going to stick him on 205 Live and fucking waste him away, and Darby Allin went to AEW because they were going to let him be himself. He said in the promo with the Pillars, they were going to let me fucking ride skateboards with Tony Hawk. They're going to let me fucking jump over my house in a fucking car. They're going to let me go climb Mount Everest and possibly fucking die up there.
Hopefully he doesn't
do that.
You just have to it's a both sides of the coin thing. We both see each other's reasonings. That's how it is. Like, we're not disagreeing, like strongly disagreeing. We're not strongly agreeing with each other.
Would have been completely on your side if this was a pre-Cody conversation.
I get that.
Cody, and actually that's not even even the case too. Like on NXT, Carl Fredericks, the former Young Lion in New Japan. Now he's Eddie Thorpe in NXT. The only thing they changed about him was his name. His entire fucking thing was the exact same shit. He's got the same gear that he had in New Japan. He has the same kind of presentation of this Native American guy. This Native American guy who's traveled around the world wrestling. He's basically the same thing. Dragon Lee in NXT. He's the same thing. Dragon Lee has not been changed 1 ounce in NXT so far. 1 ounce at all. So this is, I really don't see, I mean, it's because there's no point in going there if they're going to take everything away from you that made you what you are.
Yeah.
And I think it's a pattern now, especially with Triple H. And people forget, the person who negotiated Cody Rhodes coming to WWE was not Triple H, it was Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon flew out to Georgia to go see Cody. And now with Triple H bringing these guys in, during Black and Gold NXT, he brought these guys in and said, we're not going to change you. Adam Cole was no different than he was when he was in the Bullet Club and Ring of Honor. But now, with Triple H on the helm, I don't see this happening at all anymore, unless it's a drastic thing that, I don't know, it's a fucking, there's an edict change or whatever.
Like I see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think another thing though that could keep the Bucks in AEW is the schedule. They want to see their kids grow up.
Absolutely.
That's like, sure, Cody, like he's able to, because this kid is an infant. She's able to at least travel with them more, versus like Matt and Nick's kids who are like 5 and 6.
Which actually, if you remember, I don't know how many people read the book, but that was actually a
reason why
that was actually a talking point of WWE's negotiations. When you're on the phone with Triple H, they offered the Bucks a fuck ton of money with less dates, no house shows, nothing. So they would be working basically the same AEW schedule. Say if they were on SmackDown, they'd be working Fridays, some occasional pay-per-views, and that would be it.
But I think that would change over time as their popularity in WWE would grow.
Oh, absolutely. But what's the hardest part? Getting them.
Yes.
And that's a negotiation tactic. So it's not a hypothetical. This is just pure negotiation tactics.
I think if Tony Khan is smart, he's gonna throw the book at them.
I really don't think they're gonna leave anyway. They have a lot going for them here. They have a lot to do. And I really don't think they're gonna leave. But I'm just saying right now, if God forbid they do, and they actually go, I really don't see them being any different than what they're doing right now.
I do think though AEW will start to crack. In my opinion, at least, it would start to shift around a bit.
That's my thing. I don't think AEW would die. See, that was a big talking point in the Punk stuff. If they didn't have Punk, AEW is fine. If the Elite left, it would hurt the company to have all their founders gone, but would it kill the company when they still got guys like Danielson and Moxley there? I don't think so.
It's just that like I think maybe not now, maybe like 5 years from now, I can see them going to WWE to end their careers because they want to end it at Mania, maybe do something like that. But that's like the extent of where I could place it.
I think, in my opinion, the next contract they sign is their final contract.
Like overall with like in wrestling or AEW?
Oh, in wrestling. Because I mean FTR already said that, and plus Bucks is saying Bucks, I mean, they're called the Young Bucks, but they're not that young, and they have children.
It's weird that Matt's the oldest but looks the youngest out of the two.
I really see. I think that they'll probably ride it out in AEW. This is the end. Probably shift more into management when they're finished in the ring.
All right. So last bit of news. We're gonna read off the the G1 block. Yeah.
This is very quick. There's not much to talk about that we've already mentioned. But yeah, so there's going to be 32 entrants again.
And it's blocks, baby.
And it's the second year in a row they have done 4 blocks. It's usually 2 blocks of 10. But now they're going to do A, B, C, and D block again. But starting off with A block, we have the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Sonata, Yota Tsuji, Ren Narita, Shota Umino, Hikuleo, Gabriel Kidd, Chase Owens, and Kaito Kiyomiya from Pro Wrestling Noah. Just a quick little note about this block. All 3 of the new Musketeers are in this block. Also, all of Okada's ops are in this block right now. So that's Shota, Shota, and Kaito Kiyomiya.
Yeah, so Okada can't fuck with them.
Yeah, not yet at least. B block. B block is the aforementioned Kazuchika Okada, Yoshihashi, Tangaloa, El Phantasmo, Taichi, Kenta, Great Khan, and Will Ospreay. So we are guaranteed Ospreay Okada throughout this tournament. And that is very exciting. C block, we have David Finlay, Tomohiro Ishii, Mikey Nichols, Shingo Takagi, Tama Tonga, Evil, Aaron Hanare, and Eddie Kingston. So we're guaranteed Eddie Kingston and Shingo.
That's gonna be rock. Crazy.
And D block is Hiroki Goto, Tetsuya Naito, Toriano, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Alex Coughlin, Jeff Cobb, Shane Haste, and Zack Sabre Jr. So that should be fun. That's all the blocks here. Just and also another note, there's going to be, just like the best of the Super Juniors this year, there's going to be quarterfinals. Quarterfinals. No, semifinals and then finals. I think they might be doing quarters and then semis and finals. But because basically in the best of the Super Juniors, so there was 2 blocks in the best of the Super Juniors. They took the top 2 block leaders, which was Speedball Mike Bailey and Titan, and then they had Master Wato and El Desperado, and then the number 1 seed, which was Mike Bailey, wrestled the number 2 seed of B block, which was Wato, and then the number 1 seed in B block, which was Desperado, wrestled the number 2 seed in A block, which was Titan, and then they did that. But they're gonna do that again. So the top 2 block winners are gonna go to the semis or the quarters. I think it's the quarters. But yeah, just quick predictions for the A block. I see Sonata and Kaito Kiyomiya coming out of that block. For B block, I see Okada and Ospreay coming out of that block. C block, I see Shingo and Shingo and David Finlay coming out of that block. And for D block, I see Zack Sabre Jr. and Tetsuya Naito coming out of that block. And my overall prediction for the entire tournament, I believe that Will Ospreay is going to be winning the tournament.
Yeah, I agree.
I predict an Ospreay Naito final. It's either going to be an Ospreay Naito final or a Shingo Naito final.
I was about to say Shingo Ospreay final.
Because the only reason because Shingo and Ospreay is happening the same week as Wembley at the Rev Pro show. So,
hey, all I'm saying is, after I saw Ospreay and Naito last year in the G1 semis, I was just like, bruh, why is Naito not being pushed in New Japan?
I'm not even looking at because he was pushed for years and they fucked it up. It's basically the same shit that happened with Cody Rhodes.
I'm looking at the C block. Man, Kingston's gonna have some fucking bangers.
Yeah, listen.
Shingo, Finlay, him and Finlay are gonna kill it.
The sleeper match of that block is Aaron Hanare. Aaron Hanare is extremely good and he's a hard hitter.
I can't wait for this. This is gonna be an amazing G1. Time for me to suffer yet again. Baptism by fire.
You're right.
But so
to be determined for me.
There was a Dynamite tonight.
There was.
It's so weird. Like we cover all this news and there's just a Dynamite right after.
Look at this. Look at this piece of news here. A 14-year-old kid is set to graduate college this week and already has a job lined up at SpaceX. Hey, 14-year-old kid, fuck you. How about that?
Well,
let's get into Dynamite.
I know how you feel, Christian.
We open the show with an absolute masterpiece, banger of a match, and I love how I texted. I hope this doesn't age well. I hope this ages well and doesn't just bite me in the ass after a few seconds. But it was MJF versus Adam Cole, baby.
This was excellent.
What?
Look in the group chat. Is this true? That true?
Jesus.
Anyway.
It's so true.
Fucking hate it here. People are not gonna get it. I have to fucking pull it up, man. I hate you. I have to fucking pull this up now for people to see. People don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, that is. Oh my god, that is fantastic. Fuck NHL Network for showing that.
I thought the season was over.
They're replaying the game from last night.
Gary's team fucking won.
I know. Hey, congrats to Gary.
A mad hyped Vegas one. Congrats to the Vegas Golden Knights winning their first Stanley Cup.
Congrats to them. Cool. Okay. Can I just like? Okay. For those wondering what we're talking
such
about,
a good meme.
I'm in pain looking at this. Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
No, hold on. I'm cutting to it right now.
Oh, okay.
I fucking hate this. I fucking hate this. Is my life a joke to you? Is my life a fucking joke? All of a sudden?
According to High Team Memes on Twitter, it is.
Fuck High Team Memes. Fuck them.
Don't kill the messenger.
Fuck you. You know what? They can't even fucking see me right now. But
what are you, Cena?
Eat shit and die. Fucking hate it here, man. I get fucking just dogged on for no fucking reason right now. I'm here and I'm just like, yo, I just want to talk about wrestling with my friends, and now all of a sudden I'm just getting fucking like put on blast here.
What the fuck is this? Hold on. I just saw something and went away. No, go back. Where'd it go?
Don't you just love when Twitter's auto refreshes?
Yes.
Tony D'Angelo wants to meet with Dominic Mysterio when he gets out of jail.
Oh my god.
I hope so.
Speaking of Tony,
those are two dangerous motherfuckers right there.
Speaking of Tony D, his DLC for 2K23 is out.
I don't know how he can't even play when he's in jail.
Well, that's how he's about to like fully make his bail. He's about to get the residuals.
Why is he in there though? Is he facing a RICO or something?
What, in the DLC?
No, in jail right now. They got a RICO on him. It looks like they got a RICO case on Tony D. High level RICO ain't nothing to fucking play about.
But so AEW opened up tonight with a banger of a match, a beautiful match. MJF taking on Adam Cole. God, this
so great,
so fucking good.
I didn't text in the group chat, but once I saw them coming out first, I was like, something's happening.
I know. I was like, so the exact finish is what I was predicting, and I'm like, okay, it's either gonna come down to like a 1-2, and the time limit's gonna be over.
My thing was when they did it first. I'm like, oh, okay. That means that the ending of the show is probably gonna be the trios match, and probably big is gonna happen there. That's why they're doing this now. But once they were getting into the match, once the table spot happened, I'm like, oh my god, they're going time limit. Probably going to time limit.
I love the camera pan. He's not there.
Once I heard the time call from Justin, he said 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay.
I didn't hear the time call.
I heard the second one.
It was very faint.
I heard the second one.
But yeah, listen, this was an excellent match between Adam Cole and MJF here. This was great stuff. The crowd was hot for it. This was a great crowd tonight. A lot of great stuff here. The psychology was great. Adam Cole's arms were getting worked on by MJF. Then his knee later on into the match. There was a few spots where you almost were concerned about Adam Cole's health because he was getting dropped on his head a lot. But listen, the story of Adam Cole in this match was basically the super kick. Fucking MJF kept mocking Shawn Michaels' pose. He pretended to tune up the band. He had an elbow pad on that said
Vince was
Vince
right.
was right.
Vince was right.
Beautiful
so,
touch.
So good.
So yeah, that was great. The tombstone on the apron, that was a great spot. The near falls in this match were excellent. The Heat Seeker was a great near fall. The Fujiwara armbar was great drama. The elbow drop to Adam Cole through the table on his shoulder pad was excellent. He hit him right there. That count out, because you thought this guy wasn't getting up, because a lot of people don't realize this was only Adam Cole's 4th or 5th match back from injury. So I mean, he's still like really getting his footing.
Deep pan back though, like he's gone. Oh
Yeah.
nope, there he is.
I was just like, oh Jesus Christ, cameraman.
The straight jacket suplex on the fucking apron to MJF from Adam Cole.
This was
and
just
then,
a beautiful, beautiful match.
And then
Yes.
one of the best parts of the match, Bryce ends up getting taken out. MJF goes for the goes and takes his title, and he grabs his title, but Bryce falls back down, and I immediately recognize the spot because he did it at the Creator Pro show to Leo Sparrow. And it was a little bit different, but he did it during the Creator Pro show to Leo Sparrow. So what happened was, Leo Sparrow Leo Sparrow has his own, if you don't know who Leo Sparrow is, go check him out. He's a great indie guy, up and coming. He's got his own title, like the Earth's champion, because he has like this vegan gimmick and stuff. He has his own title. But I think he used it was either that or use the AEW title. But he tossed it to I think MJF it was the other way around, yeah. So Leo Sparrow fucking tossed it to MJF and laid out. And then MJF's like, what the fuck? And then Leo Sparrow's like, he gets up, he's like, and then he gets like, what the hell happened? And then he tosses it back to him and then does it. And then fucking the crowd was like, oh, he did it, because we're all Long Islanders, we're all pieces of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he did it. So it was like that, but instead of Leo Sparrow getting it back, what Adam Cole did here
Hit him
was
with
like,
it.
oh shit, I could hit him, and he actually hit MJF with the belt. He wasn't a fucking pussy like Jungle Boy was in the Pillars match. But yeah, he actually hit MJF with the belt, because if you forgot, Adam Cole was actually one of the best heels ever for a very long time. And he did it. He hit him. He covered him. And this was one of the best near falls I've seen in a long time. Bryce gets a slow count, and MJF kicks out.
And then you have like getting up again. Like, so now Bryce is up, and then MJF grabs Bryce and does the typical heel low blow to Adam Cole. Adam Cole is now down. MJF is in the corner. He gets his ring. He's about to hit him with it, and Bryce, with fucking spidey senses over here, grabs MJF's arm and goes, nope, takes off the ring.
It's a great callback, because Bryce is usually the referee for a lot of MJF's big time matches.
It's either him or Arbery.
Yeah, he's used to it by now. He knows what he's doing. So he got caught, and
What a
then
concept.
and then he got super kicked. Adam Cole hit MJF with the Panama Sunrise, and then the boom. He covers MJF. One, two, and then the bell fucking rings. The bell rings, and all the fans are like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? I completely forgot. I was like, I was getting ready for the time limit, but at this moment, I don't know why, I completely forgot about the time limit. I'm like, oh my god, is that Jericho? Like, or is that somebody like from New Japan, like fucking ringing the bell or some shit?
Christian,
No,
I feel you so hard.
I remembered I was like, oh my god, the fucking time limit, because Taz and Nick was like, Taz, check your watch. And Taz like, ah, shit. So yeah, the 30-minute time limit expires on Adam Cole.
He gets out of the ring.
1 second. And let me tell you something right now. The way they paced this match, the way they worked, the way they paced themselves and their spots, Bryce with the officiating, this had to be done picture perfectly, and it was. How they did this was fucking brilliant. It was immaculate. It was the best thing they could have done to protect MJF. It was the best thing to do to not have Adam Cole win. And yeah, this was a brilliant way of doing this. Time limit draw. Adam Cole gets on the mic. He says he goes to MJF 5 more minutes. MJF backs out of the ring and says, "Nope, he's not doing it."
No. He gets the title, lays it out in front of him, and then backs out of the ring.
Yep. So Adam Cole.
Beautiful.
This was great, and now this is what they could do. This is what I see them doing, and this is actually what actually came to pass. Because I was going to talk about it if it wasn't announced on the show, but this is exactly what I think they should do. Now
we will get to that part, though.
Well, I'm saying this was already odd that Adam Cole was getting this match with MJF, and he didn't have to have any obstacles. This was the first obstacle. So now he's going to have to work his way back, fight through obstacles that MJF puts in place, and this match will probably happen in the main event of All Out. I guarantee it's probably going to be All Out. I don't think it's going to be All In, but All Out, this seems like to me it's going to be, and now we know that MJF will be on Forbidden Door, despite his chagrin. But yeah, very, very exciting here.
Christian, I know how you feel.
And I have a theory, and it's kind of far-fetched, that has to do with MJF and Adam Cole. I could see next week Adam Cole being like, "You son of a bitch, you better give me another match." And MJF's like, "Okay, but you got to go through this." At Forbidden Door, you're going to be facing my favorite New Japan talent, the Great Okan. And I could see Adam Cole, Great Okan happening at Forbidden Door as MJF's first task.
Oh my
God. Because that would make so much sense, because he's the only New Japan guy MJF likes.
That's, oh my god. So I like the idea so much, because I like the idea of everyone having to go through hoops to fight MJF. That's like the best storyline he has ever done. With, like, it started with Cody Rhodes, and then it went on to Jericho, and God, I loved the Jericho one so much. Not only because I got to witness one of the matches, and this person's first ever live TV match. I will go to my grave dying saying that. But it's a great concept to do for MJF. Just put them through MJF's trial and tribulations. It's amazing. But so
yes.
After this, we had a CM Punk video package just hyping up his return, and I will say this video package kind of got me really hyped to see CM Punk in the ring again. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I mean, it was a good video package.
Less than 72 hours.
It was a good video package. There was a better one later on in the show, in regards to this match. So listen,
Punk's gonna have a live mic.
Nothing really much to say here. He did say I have a lot of stuff to get off my chest, which is a callback to the pipe bomb. And I hate to burst everyone's fucking bubble. He's not talking about Brawl Out. They're all under NDA. He's fucking not talking about it. If he does, he's in legal trouble. So I'm sorry you're not getting a fucking explanation of what's going on at Brawl Out, because he would be fucking in shit.
Yeah.
What happened
Rampage, a little Rampage announcement from TK on Rampage. Chaos, Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, and Chuck Taylor versus the United Empire, Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, and Jeff Cobb.
Rampage?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah.
And let's not forget that Punk also said he still has some scores to settle.
Yeah, of course, because that's just how Punk is. But so.
Well, that
was also a throwback to his first promo.
Well, that was just. To me, that was just. Him and Samoa Joe have a very storied history. There's a fucking DVD you could buy about their Ring of Honor matches.
But no, yeah, like, it's gonna be a fun collision, I think. Punk, but Punk's not gonna say anything. Like, he will probably tongue in cheek it if he's allowed to. Of course, he'll tongue in cheek. But that's about it. That's like the most you will ever get from the situation that isn't going to be with him and Smojo. Is that about right to say, Christian? It's to be very
What?
tongue. If Punk is saying anything, it'll be very tongue in cheek. It won't be like.
It's not gonna be. It'll probably bridge the line, but he's not saying anything that's
Well, yeah,
gonna get him.
that's
fucked
what I'm
over.
saying. It's going to be tongue in cheek.
Yeah, maybe.
It's
I think
going to be.
like what the Bucks. Remember when the Bucks went to Chicago
Yeah.
during the Best of 7,
Yeah.
and fucking Kenny was biting people, and then the Bucks were doing the GTS and the fucking the good
Yeah.
all his moves. Yeah, he can't say shit really.
God,
but, like, in
imagine
his-
Punk trying
like,
to
in
do a
his-
super kick.
Like in his match, I could fucking see this guy doing the BTE trigger with fucking Dax and Cash, bro.
Yeah, that's like I said. That's the extent that we'll probably get.
Well, remember. Also, remind him to never do another buckshot lariat.
He'll
In his own words.
He'll get it one day. He'll get
I
it
hope
one
he
day.
doesn't. How about not? How about he never does it again?
After the Punk video package, we had Sammy Guevara come out.
Renee was all over the show tonight.
Yeah. So Sammy comes out. He announces he's having a baby. It's going to be a baby girl. Every wrestler is having girls these days.
A lot of fucking. I mean, there's gonna be a. I mean, fucking Stardom's gonna have their own Forbidden Door with all these fucking baby girls showing up. So.
But so it was just like Sammy was just talking about how he came up short.
Oh my god.
What?
Avengers Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars officially delayed a year. Motherfucker.
Well, that's because of
That
the
doesn't
writer's
affect me.
strike.
Fuck the writer's strike. Go back to work.
That doesn't affect
Pay
me.
them. Pay them then.
I don't
This
give a
doesn't
shit.
affect me. This news does not affect me in any way,
Just
shape, or
say-
form.
Listen, I listen. I understand the writers, and I mean it is fucked up what they're going through. But listen, I'm not a writer, so therefore I don't really give a shit. I just want to watch a movie.
I'm a writer, so I fucking care. I'm not a.
It's like the
I'm not a
video-
part
it's
of
like
the guild, but I am a writer.
It's like the video game. It's like the video game shit. It's like what Blizzard's doing. I'm like, listen.
Oh my
I
god!
don't give a fuck.
Did you see
what's
the
going
thing that
on.
like that
Just
Nick
make the
just
game
said in
good.
the
Wow.
Hiroshima?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
Never change. Sean Ross never fucking
Oh, my
change.
Oh,
Holy
dear
shit.
Lord.
Rampage. Konosuke Takeshita versus Bandito.
Oh, damn.
Danielson booking that show. Danielson is booking that show
Oh.
right now, bro. He cooking.
Danielson
Oh,
went backstage.
Are we allowed to... Zach, am I allowed to read this full tweet?
Go right ahead.
From Sean Ross at Fightful.com on Twitter.
This was edited. Be unknown, it was edited.
This was originally tweeted, though. Hiroshima, Tanahashi versus MJF AEW Forbidden Door for the title.
Explosive matchup.
I fucking hate it here, man. I fucking hate it here, dog.
Oh my god, dude, how did you not
fucking-
notice
they're
that?
Cooking right now. They're cooking right now on Rampage, bro. Konosuke Takeshita versus Bandito. You fucking serious?
Hiroshima.
Anyway, we had, so Sammy Guevara, he's like, yo.
Oh,
So
Damn.
Sammy Guevara, he comes out, he's got his
Oh.
girl, he's a baby girl. He's like, yeah. So he talks about it, he's like, well, there's something I need to talk about. And before he can get to it, Darby Allin comes out. And he goes, hey, Sammy. He basically he doesn't berate him. He just kind of just encourages. He's like, congrats on the baby girl. And it seems like these people are starting to love you again, which kind of got a mixed reception.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny because the moment he started being with Ty on TV is when the crowd turned on him. The moment she's gone, he's starting to get favorable reactions again, mostly favorable. But yeah, so Darby, he's like, when you gonna leave the JAS? Basically, that's holding you back, is what he's saying. And before he could finish, who comes out but Chris Jericho? And Jericho basically gets in Sammy's face and he says, listen, why didn't you ask me for help during this whole 3 months when you were on your quest to go after the AEW World Championship? And Sammy but basically retorted with, uh, hey, why didn't you ask me for help uh, when you lost to Adam Cole twice? So they kind of got in each other's face here, and a little fucking bad blood here in the JAS. But and then Jericho basically said, "Well, let's have a La Sex Gods reunion and have a tag team match, and see, and so we can finally get back on the same page, and you can see who's really your boss." And Darby got in the middle, and he's like, "What do you?" And basically, it's like, "What do you want?" Because Darby was just standing there for a little bit. He's like, you want to wrestle the La Sex guys?" He's like, Darby is just like, "But yeah, I'm not alone though." And here comes this thing. But this was actually pretty funny because about 2 days ago on Twitter, there was a big discourse about somebody tweeted that uh, I'm surprised we never got to see Jericho versus Sting before. And Jericho quote tweeted it and said, never gonna happen, and I'm not interested. And everybody's like, oh my god, how dare Jericho? What a fucking idiot. Oh my god, oh my god. It was like a huge drama. Well, look who's in the ring together. That's why, you fucking idiots. Because
Wait, hold on. Jericho quote tweeted, "Never gonna happen. Not interested."
yeah, because guess what was happening 2 days later? They're in the ring together,
Oh,
both at bat point.
okay, okay. I'm at
So
no. I'm
so
gonna
people
say
are,
Am
for
I?
that tweet, Chris Jericho, just shut the hell up.
no, I'm
Because
saying
he's like outwardly advocated that he wants to wrestle Sting for so many fucking years.
no,
It's just like,
no, I'm not saying that he's saying it truthfully. He's saying that because he already knew this segment was gonna go down.
oh yeah, no shit. That's why he said it. But I fucking hate when wrestlers do that, just in general. So he's not getting a pass on that.
Fucking so
Should have just left it alone.
We got Sting and Jericho in the ring here. So he kind of swerved a lot of people.
Am
But
I
yeah, at bat point.
I got too triggered by that.
so am I going crazy, or is this like their first ever Sting and Jericho's interaction in the
On
ring
Is it?
television.
on television?
On television, yeah. They've never wrestled.
Yeah. Well, that I think everyone knew.
But yeah, so
I did not know this at all.
so basically, yeah, Sting and Jericho just held their bats up to each other's throats. Sting knocked his away. But yeah, this just teased that we're gonna get Darby and Sting versus Sammy and Jericho, which is very exciting. Which a lot of people were saying that might have been Sting's retirement match, but I mean, obviously probably not. But yeah, very cool, and I'm excited for this because it's a new angle. It's uh, it's almost playing off the pillar stuff with their mentors and whatever. So it's like both the young guys and both their mentors, and I see this with Sammy coming out of this as a bigger baby face and out of the JAS. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, and after that, we went straight into a Sonata vignette.
Yup. So Sonata basically so
Well.
Sonata well he didn't say this, but Chris Charlton at the All Together show that New Japan had with All Japan and Noah, they had so Chris Charlton on commentary said, look out for Dynamite, because Sonata is gonna have an announcement. And I'm like, okay, I expect Sonata to have something on the show. So Sonata came up on the screen, who's the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and he issued an open challenge to anybody at Forbidden Door for anybody to step up. And the segment ended, and he did his "See you next time" tagline, and yeah, I'm very happy because Sonata wasn't on Forbidden Door last year, and obviously Sonata completely reinvented himself this year. I mean, he's now the world champion. He's unrecognizable from the Cold Skull character he was, and yeah, and we'll get into the match announcement later of who he's actually wrestling. Which a lot of people are shitting on this match already, but this is absolutely the sleeper match of the entire show. Um, and we'll talk about it when we get to it. But yeah, very
Yeah.
excited to have Sonata there.
Then next up, we had Orange Cassidy, Sting, Darby Allin with Keith Lee versus the Mogul Embassy. This
Fun,
is
fun match.
this was a
This
fun
was a fun
match.
match.
Okay, so it's time to address the elephant in the room that happened in that match. For a brief moment, a flash of the word "no" appeared on the screen.
Yes, please tell me what the fuck
But
that meant.
That
also,
was a
this
mistake.
happened back in April.
Did it?
No, it didn't. It was no. It was just black.
It happened back in April.
I thought
Just
I remember
check
it was
the
just
thing
black.
that I tweeted. No, I tweeted. I posted in the group chat.
I was about to say, forcing me to go on Twitter.
It happened. I'm not sure if it was on our feed or if it was
no.
on the fight feed.
Oh, okay, I remember that. Yeah,
but there was yes, no appearing, and
Yeah.
and now that's 2 times this has happened.
I don't think that's. I still don't think it's anything.
We can't say that though. We can't fully say that because now it's twice.
Because they said the Sean Ross app tweet, they said it was on.
It wasn't a distributor or cable error. It happened on all the broadcasts.
So the way I interpret
that means it's intentional.
No, the way I interpret it is what's it called? It was a failed graphic. You know how in the corner they put the graphics for like the matches coming up or fucking Forbidden Door shit, like in the corner when during a match, or like the DraftKings stuff. Like to me, that's what it felt like. Like it was like a failed because it was so random. It's like a failed graphic.
It was like right at the start of the match.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it this way though, if it is alluding to something, that's the second time that has happened in a thing that involved Darby Allin.
What was the first?
Because it happened. It happened during the 4 Pillars promo.
It did.
It did. If you check the thing that,
not
that
the
I
first
shared,
4 Pillars promo, like one of the second
the one in
ones.
April with like all where all of them were in the ring.
I mean, it could be something. I'm not getting really.
If you like I said, if we wanna nitpick at it, it's the second time this has happened.
Yeah,
with a Darby Allin segment.
If it's something, I mean, cool. I think they need to do more because of that's easily missable. Like it was so bad where it was like the one where I thought it was like okay maybe it's something is because it faded out. But my thing is like if it is something, it should probably leave that shit up for like maybe instead of 1 second, maybe 3 seconds, so people could catch it, and have a conversation about it. But I don't know. It could have been an error. Because I mean that's not beyond AEW. So I don't know.
Yeah, we had Taz speaking to the world at one point.
Yeah, and the Christian promo tonight was the they had to restart it because it was they didn't get picked up in the
that was too funny,
arena.
but
That was hilarious.
but just like never like as we always have mentioned that some things in AEW mean something. Some little details mean something. Some little details mean jack shit.
It's not as obvious as like a fucking Bray Wyatt vignette where it's like yeah, fucking all that shit. So
yeah, it's just like keep it in the back of your mind if it ever comes to fruition. That's pretty much it. Like
it's kind of like the House of Black thing that happened out of the blue a couple weeks back.
That's it.
Yeah, that wasn't House of Black.
I think that
wasn't House of Black. No, that was the black screen that came up. That was nothing.
No, but it was the House of Black screen.
With it was static, but like no, that could just be
static. That was an error.
Yeah, that's a genuine error.
No, that was not regular static.
That was static. I remember
it because not regular.
I will die on this hill, we have had
I will die on this
This
hill.
is the fucking schizo podcast now because what's it called? Because it would make no sense. Because the House of Black, they're already on TV. Like they're not like going after anybody. We've already seen them.
I'm not saying it's leading to anything. I'm just saying it was a House of Black screen.
It was not a House of Black static.
Yes, it was. You can tell by all.
There's no such thing as a House of Black static. House of Black static is fucking a black screen with white particles.
I'm dying on this hill. You're not going to change my mind.
When I fucking go to sleep, I see white. I see black with white particles. Are my eyes House of Black eyes?
Well, it depends. Do you want them to be?
Don't answer that question. Fuck, man. Ice is stuck in this goddamn...
You guys gotta fucking get on medication or something. You guys are seeing shit.
Fuck you.
I'm not seeing shit.
I can't wait till I watch an NFL game and the same fucking TV fuck up happens. The House of Black Baltimore Ravens. Here they are. Edgar Allan Poe's gonna come up from the dead and start fucking hitting black mass kicks on fucking Jamar Chase.
Okay.
Hey, Mike.
F off.
It was. I'm dying on this hill. Don't care.
Okay.
Moving
So,
on.
Orange Cassidy, Sting, Darby Allin, Keith Lee versus the Mogul Embassy.
Good stuff here. This felt
was-
like one of those like summertime 2021 AEW matches with the Bucks and like Jurassic Express and like Danielson and shit. This
So,
looks
I
like
gotta-
it felt like a PWG match.
I
Like
have
the
to
old
ask this
AEW
question.
PWG openers.
What the fuck has happened with this Keith Lee and Swerve feud?
They just need to have their singles match.
It's like it
did it
fell
even-
apart the
should they
moment
even
the
at this
Mogul
point?
Embassy. It fell apart the Mogul Embassy got
No, it fell apart a long time before that.
I mean,
but-
that's what kind of like officially killed it.
Well, I know Keith Lee was.
Wow, there
I
were
mean,
a
there was.
lot of good goals in the
I know.
hockey game last
I
night.
know. I know because they wrote off Keith Lee because he had to deal with something.
Yeah.
After the cinder block attack. But when he came back, I don't know, because Keith Lee. Keith Lee obviously had complications with his health. He almost died due to COVID. I don't know if there's anything to do with that. Why it's been so messy and so sporadic. But I don't think this is the end. I just think they just need to have their singles match, and that's it. And then it all be fucking well. Just have the singles match, because I like the Mogul Embassy. I'm actually a big
I'm
fan
not
of the
saying
Mogul
I
Embassy.
hate it.
I like the makeup of the group because Swerve is a great leader. I mean, he's got two fucking killers in the Gates of Agony, and Brian Cage is one of the best hands he can have. So I like the group, and Prince Nana is extremely entertaining. So I like the group. I just think they just need to get this fucking Keith Lee Swerve match done and over with, and move on. I think that's really what needs to happen here.
I
And
agree.
they work well together. They did in this match. They did as a team, and they did in the short little stints they had when they had other tag matches together.
I agree. Ultimately, Orange Cassidy, Sting, Darby
Well,
Allin.
Brian Cage was dressed up as Sting.
He had to get
tonight.
into his head.
Mm.
Didn't
But yes.
work.
But yeah, so yeah, Orange hit Brian Cage with the orange punch.
Sting
And then
took a
Sting hit-
nasty bump.
He took a
against the
big
ropes.
pounce from
Yeah,
Toleona.
I was like, ugh. I was
the
like,
corner.
hopefully that didn't just fuck him up.
But yeah, so Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop on Brian Cage and pins him for the victory. Great little match here, lots of fun.
Then after
We had
this,
we had a replay to last week's main event, which we would see our girl Renee in the back again, this time with the guns, because of
well,
what happened last week.
nope, you were missing something. Last week's main event recap. That
You just
happened
said
after
that.
this match.
Oh,
Isn't that what I just said?
I don't know.
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
fucking
he just
hear
said
you.
that.
I didn't fucking hear you.
Crazy.
Okay, so we had a replay to last week's main event.
There it is.
That's literally what I said.
What he said.
Listen,
Tsuye Naito, okay?
Yeah.
Kazuchike Okada, okay?
suck my
Nice.
dick from the back.
All right.
Anyway, so our girl Renee was speaking to the guns. Take it away, one of you two.
All right, so Renee was talking to the Guns, and yeah, she basically asked them what's their relationship with Jay White and Bullet Club Gold, and they said, we don't know anything about that. And he said, no, we can talk about us. And after that, they said we're the best brother tag team in the company, and we're calling out another brother tag team and the Hardys. So they're gonna be wrestling the Hardys next week on Dynamite, according to them. And they just blew off the Bullet Club Gold question. So that's obviously intentional, but yeah.
Yep. And after this, we cut. Is it Wardlow and Jake Hager after this, or was the other
Senor.
collision? Okay. I don't know when the other collision thing happened. I didn't write that down. I think it was after Jungle Hooks. I'm assuming. But so we have Wardlow taking on Jake Hager. As Wardlow's making his way down to the ring, Jake attacks him from behind. They have a nice big hoss match, you can say. It was just two big guys bumping meat.
What?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I was just about to say I left that part out during the
Yeah,
the,
it's
the
big
eight
guys
man match,
bumping
big
knee.
meaty men slapping
It
me.
was good. I mean, they got history together. They've wrestled each other before. They had that Cade. They had that MMA fight in Daly's place that one time. But yeah, this was fine. It was good. Nothing really to sing home about. It was a Jake Hager match. He's not gonna win against
Then
Wardlow. Yes, the Wardlow beats him with the 2 power bombs and gets the victory.
see, but you're missing the best part.
Well, I
Yeah,
would say, midway through the match, Menard and Parker came out and got
Don't
beaten
you
back
do it!
by
Don't
Arn
you do
Anderson
it!
and Brock Anderson.
Don't you do it! Then
I love that
yeah,
Arn was literally just like, oh, look behind you.
yeah. Then
then
so
we had-
Brock Anderson
we
and
had-
Arn Anderson brawled with Angelo Parker and Matt Menard. That led to the back, and then
And
led
then
to
we
the
had-
Christian promo. Yeah, just
So Christian promo in the back. He challenged Wardlow
thank God
to
that
a match
wasn't live.
to a match on Collision. And against Luchasaurus, and next to him is a bloody and battered Arn Anderson. And immediately upon seeing this, Wardlow,
You have to be
Uh,
like
he
they
sprinted.
are so lucky that backstage segment was not live.
Well, I mean, it probably wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
Oh, it definitely hasn't, but like if it was live, they could have played into it. But with it being pre-taped, it's awkward. Cause now you just have Arn who's bloodied and it's a pre-tape, and you're like, what the fuck just happened, huh? And so I know Arn used a blood capsule for this one, but I wouldn't put it past him if he committed to an actual blade job. I wouldn't put it past him.
yeah, that was a complete capsule.
I know, but like,
100%.
but if he, I wouldn't put it past him if
MJF
he
did a
wanted to
fucking
bleed.
capsule tonight.
Yeah, everyone did a capsule. Hey, Mox didn't bleed for once.
Somebody lost money.
Man, that's right. Okay, then after this we have the Tanahashi and MJF stuff. Oh. So Tanahashi appears. He goes like, "Hey, I'm challenging MJF for the AEW title. I missed my chance last year when I fought Moxley. But now I think I can actually I could beat this person." What?
What the fuck did I say weeks ago?
Oh, yeah, no, it was obvious. The writing was on
What
the
the
wall.
fuck did I say? Say if this guy is wrestling anybody, he's wrestling Hiroshi Tanahashi. You got Mr. New Japan, the flag
Hiroshima
bearer,
Tanahashi?
the guy who brought the company out of bankruptcy and saved the fucking company, versus the guy who
Yes.
fucking hates this shit. Fucking, I don't know. But he goes, so Tanahashi goes, I came up short against Moxley. I want to try again. It's like MJF, as long as they're champion, that belt won't shine. And at Forbidden Door, he challenged MJF. So Renee comes to the back and
How
challenges
about
MJF.
no?
Ren-
No, wait, hold on. So Renee comes into the trainer room. MJF's getting attended to. She says, so it's, as per Tony Khan, it is official for Forbidden Door. You will go one-on-one with New Japan's Hiroshi Tanahashi. And MJF goes,
How about no?
give us, no, hold on, he goes, give us some space. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to that.
well, before he said,
It wouldn't be
before
the
he said
first time I
that,
no showed an event.
before he said that, he goes, she goes, Tanahashi goes, he's like, wait, what? So she goes, Tanahashi. He's like, no, I heard you. I thought he was gonna call him fucking Hiroshi Tanawati or some shit like that. I thought he was gonna make fun of his name, but he said he's gonna say no to that.
He could have been
He,
like Jericho and called him Bakahashi, because Jericho did do that.
that means idiot. So
I know,
idiot
but-
Hashi. Yeah,
Yeah, but
so-
he could have done that.
yeah, but I don't think MJF knows Japanese because he hates it.
No, but no, see, but he's talked to Jericho. It could
Well,
have been a
like-
callback.
He's a fucking hypocrite piece of shit. This guy uses the Fujiwara armbar as his finish, and fucking yeah, he hates Japanese wrestling. But yeah, he's threatening to no show the
Actually,
show
it's
the
called the
match.
Salt of the Earth.
Yeah, it's a Fujiwara armbar.
Salt of the Earth.
So he threatens to no show the match He doesn't want to go, and he called her Tanahashi. This was completely out of the WWE tribalist playbook. He called him a complete rando from an Japanese
Indie fed.
indie fed. And I'm like, dude, this guy, he's so fucking good, bro. He's so smart, and he knows what he's doing. He's pushing people's buttons. But yeah, they announced and confirmed the match, so now it's just the will he show up or not against Tanahashi. So yeah,
Gonna have to. Come
so
on.
hey, I'm very excited for that because that's gonna be a great contrast of morals and ethics
Oh,
when it comes to
100%.
fucking ace
Then
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
after this, we have Orange Cassidy backstage with Renee. Renee is like, "So Orange, it seems like got to. How you feeling?" He goes, "Well, if I speak right now, someone's gonna show up and ask to challenge up."
And
There
who
he
shows
is.
up?
Big Techers, Zack Saber Jr. Oh my god!
No,
I
but
popped big for this.
because hello, Orange, darling.
No, It was Orange Bollock.
Was it? I thought he said
Yes.
Orange, darling. He's like, hello,
No.
darling.
Nope.
Fucking-
It was Orange Bollock. I could have swore it was Orange Bollock.
I'm gonna listen to it right now. Yeah, orange bollocks. He got orange balls. So fucking listen, this guy he walks up and I'm like, oh my god. But I mean, this would be obviously he can't get Danielson, but dude, that would be fucking great. That's a So Steeler type of matchup. Orange Cassidy and Zack Saber Jr. Fuck yeah, dude. But yeah, so
That would like rival him in Osprey, to be honest.
Hey, match of the year, match of the show last year.
yeah, so and as he's talking, Daniel Garcia walks up and says, "Hey, um, you're a TV champion. I'm wrestling Shibata for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, and Orange, I'm the closest person to ever beat you for that international title."
Where is Shibata?
And what do you mean?
No. And
Oh,
like Garcia goes, and where's
where's
Shibata been
Shibata?
lately?
And Orange's like, Shibata's not here, but next week we'll do a tag match. Me and Shibata versus you and ZSJ. And he's like, all right. And then fucking Zach goes to
No, Garcia goes to
like,
high five.
he goes pack it in, Daniel. And then
Okay, Daniel.
so yeah, we're gonna get that match on Dynamite, and that's gonna be a fucking fun match. But yeah. I don't know if they're gonna do Shibata and Garcia at Forbidden Door because they could easily save that for the Death Before Dishonor show.
I think that's where they're doing it.
I probably would save it because there's a lot of bigger.
I think if
things.
anything, you do like a rematch of this on Forbidden Door.
Yeah, and I don't know, and it's obviously not going to be title for title.
Yeah.
With Zach and Orange because Zach has a feud with Samoa Joe right now, for in Ring of Honor. So we're probably I don't think we're gonna get Joe and Zach there. So we're gonna get Zach and Orange Cassidy. Count me the fucking dude.
So now, after this, was it the Collision thing, or was it Sky Blue and Tony Storm?
It was Sky Blue and Tony.
Okay, so Sky Blue, the same girl that has set someone on fire at her
Breaking news.
church. What?
There's rumblings that apparently there was a report, that Sting's retirement match at All In is gonna be that match.
What, him and
Against-
Jericho?
It's either him and Jericho 1-on-1 or him and Darby versus Sting and versus Jericho and Sammy.
I
Which
think
that's
the
what
one-on-one.
that's what I predicted. Even Salomon said the same thing. That's what I always thought it would be because Sting has said he's not interested in doing a one-on-one match at all, which I
Okay.
understand completely.
Yeah, I get that too. Because he get the hot tag, do his splash, and then get it.
I
but
mean,
like,
people forget that guy's fucking 64 years old.
yeah, but he also jumped off like a banister onto a table.
Yeah, but I mean that's a lot easier than taking multiple bumps in a one-on-one match.
True. So Sky Blue, the same girl that set a kid on fire at her church, that got her excommunicated from her church.
That woman. I watched that fucking episode of Hey You, and Jesus Christ, I'm scared of her.
I love AEW so much.
Hey
I
you.
love the David Arquette one. This is
David
what
Arquette's a
expired acid was.
David Arquette is a fucking nut job.
I love
Yes.
David
That guy
Arquette,
is
man.
crazy. But anyway, yeah, we
I
had
would love
Sky
to
Blue.
talk to him for a bit.
Sky Blue. I'm surprised they didn't do this next week because Sky Blue's from Chicago and they'll be there next week. But she did make her debut in Washington. That's why they did it. And her mom was in attendance. That would be like play a factor later. But yeah, she wrestled Toni Storm tonight. She won the Fatal 4-Way on Rampage. But yeah, so we had Sky Blue and Toni Storm. They were working well together.
Oh yeah.
Sky has improved immensely over the years that she's been in AEW. And yeah, good showing from her tonight. They Saraya and Saraya, Ruby and Tony had a Saraya fucking cardboard cutout on a
Because she
stick.
doesn't want to
which-
be in this shithole town.
Yes, but this was also I mean I don't know if this probably was a reference, but I don't think it was because they weren't. I mean, it was they were feuding with them, but this is early NXT day, early NXT like 20 fucking 14 NXT. There was a little faction which a lot of people don't remember. It was Summer Rae who was the leader, and it was Mercedes Moné and Charlotte. And I think Summer Rae got hurt, and Charlotte and Mercedes were walking around with like a fucking stick with Summer Rae's face on it, and that's the same shit they were doing with Saraya here. So that might have been and they were feuding with Saraya and NXT at the time. So I don't know if that was a reference to that, but yeah, but they were hitting Sky Blue with it. There was a point in the match where Tony and Ruby spray painted Sky Blue's mom. Sky Blue ended up spray painting Tony Storm with blue spray paint.
And a lucky fan got that can.
Yeah. That was a great fucking super kick, and then it popped out of her hand. Somebody caught it really like quick, but that was cool.
Perfect. It was a picture perfect catch too. It wasn't like a fumble. He went like and it landed perfectly in his hand.
Fucking so Sky Blue hit the code blue, but the ref was distracted. She got the visual pin. She got back up, hit, and then Tony hit her with the Storm Zero to retain her title. They beat her down after the match. Willow came out to make the save, setting up the match for Collision, which is going to be Sky Blue and Willow versus Tony and Ruby on Collision. So yeah, pretty good stuff here. Don't have a problem with that. That was the best match. They've worked together a lot. They've actually worked together on house shows. Tony and Sky Blue. So yeah, good stuff here. That's what the house shows are meant for. Get some reps in before you bring it to TV.
Now after this, was it the Collision thing over, or did we go to Jungle Hook?
Jungle Hook.
We went to Jungle Hook.
I'm asking you, Mike, because you have it all written down. That's why I'm like
this
pausing.
Is literally my job for the show.
So
pretty much.
Jungle Hook
my
here.
Unpaid job.
The Jungle
We're
Hook.
all unpaid here.
So this was a very
unpaid job.
This was a very telling promo, extremely telling.
Oh yeah.
But so Jungle Boy basically says, "All right, Hook, you're my best friend. This is the summer of Jungle Hook." So yeah. And he goes, so he's like, "You're my best friend. I got your back. You're my tag team partner." Renee goes to tell Hook, asks Hook something, and Jungle Boy immediately cuts him off. Does not let him get a word in at all. And then he goes on to say, "I accept, and I will be accepting Sonata's open challenge at Forbidden Door for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship."
Yeah, because he said he wanted some gold of his own as he was looking at the FTW title.
Yeah, and all I see here is that this is a fucking pressure cooker ready to burst. And this fucking guy, this Hollywood Jack Perry's on his way. He's gonna be a fucking scumbag. I mean, I like Jungle Boy, but the guy is a natural scumbag. He has that thing about him, like this guy could be a fucking.
It's like
dick.
Griff Garrison.
Be a dick. Yeah, he's like this guy could be a.
Fuck is Griff Garrison?
This guy could be a fucking asshole, and put him with Anna. Give him the TNT titles and be fucking Hollywood Jack Perry. I grew up in Hollywood. You guys are fucking pieces of shit peasants. You know where I've been. Who am my father? What? I mean, this guy could be a complete fucking asshole.
Just make him the Hollywood Sammy Guevara.
Kinda, yeah. But I will say this too. So he accepted Sonata's open challenge, and it will be Sonata versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
I think I'm not banking on this because legit, like, Forbidden Door is in 11 days, by the way. 11 days. Keep that in mind, folks.
I was hoping you were gonna say 9 days for the sole basis of
Fuck
yeah.
you. No.
I thought about something completely different when you said that.
So no, but so it's in 11 days. I'm not banking on this prediction. I think with Jungle Boy asking Hook to be at his side for this match, he's gonna ask Hook to help him. There's to be a ref bump. He's gonna say, "Yo, throw me the FTW title."
Well, I actually see that happening, but Sonata is not going to be alone. I think because Sonata is obviously the leader of just 5 guys. I think because he usually has somebody there with him. Like for his match against Yota Tsuji at Dominion, he had all of them out there. It's Taichi, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Taka Michinoku, and Doki. If anybody is gonna be there, it's probably gonna be either Nobu, Doki. I think it's gonna be Nobu. I don't see Taichi or Taka going. They didn't go last year. Doki didn't either. But it's probably gonna be either Nobu or Doki to counteract Hooked. But yeah, I do see something like that happening just to tease the heel turn more. But a lot of people are like ragging on this match, like saying like, "Oh, this was why do this? Like this should have been somebody else." But let me tell you something right
It could
now.
be a sleeper.
This is the sleeper match of the show. These guys are gonna go out there and kill it because expectations are low, and they're gonna kill it because these guys are fucking great. But I will say this about the match though. The reason for Jungle Boy getting this match is because it's the most predictable match on the show besides the MJF one. Jungle Boy is not winning the IWGP World Title. Jungle Boy, if he was in New Japan, wouldn't even be wrestling a heavyweight. He'd be a junior, and he would not be. There would be no fucking shot he'd be getting that title match unless he was a fucking caliber of a babyface like Kuruma Takahashi is. But he's losing to Sonata because they're not gonna go in there and have their world champion lose. I mean, they're already having one of their guys lose to MJF and Tanahashi. There's no chance Tanahashi beats MJF. So this is just the opposite of that. This is how co-promotion shows work. That's how you have to do it. And it's not like I'm upset with this match. Could there have been a better match for Sonata? Yes, but Jungle Boy's never been in this position before with a high caliber guy from New Japan like this. So I'm very excited to see this match. And it's going to be the sleeper one of the night.
And now the Collision vignette.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of things next.
Yeah, we had cards.
We had the Forbidden Door rundown. We had the Bullet Club thing.
So yeah, Bullet Club Gold basically cut a promo. They just cut a promo on hyping the matchup for Collision. But the Collision card is
and then the Collision lineup.
Excellent. So obviously we have the already announced match, CMFTR versus Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. We have the announcement that Miro will be in action. Obviously the women's tag match between Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale and Ruby and Tony. And we have the last match announced, which I am extremely excited for. This sounds like a fucking amazing match. We have the WrestleMania Night 1 women's match, but with their boyfriends instead. So we have Charlotte and Rhea played the best women's match all year, and then we have their boyfriends going out on the first Collision episode. We have Buddy Matthews of the House of Black versus Andrade El Idolo. This is going to be a killer match. Those are 2 high work rate guys, 2 guys that are stiff as shit, fast paced type of styles. Can't fucking wait.
Now it's time for mine and yours' favorite segment. Let me pull up Stokely's Twitter. For once, I actually didn't have this preset. This is how out of the Zoom I am right now. I need to go to where it begins. Jesus Christ. I'm going to. Hold on. I need to look back to see. Okay. Everything technically begins on June 8th.
Okay, let me hit that be right back screen real quick as I align everything because I have to share my screen on here. Wait, not that. Share my screen. Stoke. And then I now have to switch to Stokely Twitter. Okay. We begin with singer Khaleesi is dating for age 43 is dating Bill Murray 72. I okay. That's just Tony Khan announcing stuff like that. Then we have this. TK cried on my shoulder. When I whispered in his ear, Shibata blew up your bathroom after Jerry left your office unlocked. I'm sorry. Jerry's first strike already. That's crazy. Glad to be part of the team. I will be on my best behavior. Thank you, Stokely. Okay, then we have Billy Gunn on Stoke. I don't feel he's as toxic as everyone thinks he is. All I care about is what he can do for the company.
That's a good one.
Uh
Oh, that one was great.
I can't even walk down the hallway in peace anymore. This world's demonic. There's Chris Statlander waiting in the whims to slap that bald head of his again. Swerve then tweeted a picture of him and Chris Statlander eating popcorn. He quote tweeted saying, "Don't make me put laxative in Brian Cage's protein shake. I'm not about that." Follow-up tweet, "Oh shit, I just realized I can't tweet that. I can't tweet stuff like this anymore. I'm sorry, I was hacked." He was on Ethan Page's toy vlog this past week. It was pretty funny, I will say. Someone quote tweeted Swerve versus Stoke in a hair versus hair match. Okay. Thanks. And then most recent, name a more iconic shot in pro wrestling. And it's Big Bill doing the scissor. God. Okay. Well, that was the Stokely Twitter segment. Wow, for once, I didn't have to play a video and get a copyright strike.
Nice.
Thank fucking God. Ain't that just fucking perfect? Transition.
But it's time for the main
Yes,
event.
now it's time.
Time for
Main
the
event.
main event.
The Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli versus the Hung Bucks, Hangman Page, Matt and Nick Jackson. This match started. The bell rung at 11:43. So I'm like, these motherfuckers getting some time, or there's gonna be some sort of angle. But yeah, the match was great. This was a fantastic match. I really enjoyed it. It was I was kind of shocked on commentary. They acknowledged that this is the first time the Hung Bucks have ever wrestled on AEW as a trio. It's almost fucking hard to believe.
Oh, did you
Holy
guys see the
shit.
graphic?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's
That
like
was-
used to be a suggestive name, like misleading name.
So
was fun.
good.
But
That
yeah,
person deserves a raise.
but yeah, this was just a great match. There's nothing really. It was just they were just fucking working. They were just working. There wasn't really much of a story to the match that there already isn't. I mean, there wasn't much to the match beyond the story that's already being told between the two teams.
Mhm.
It's just because obviously that was saved for the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, the match was great. The Bucks threw Yuta into a pop-up powerbomb to Hangman. They hit the BTE trigger, and Hangman hit the buckshot lariat to Yuta, and the Elite got a win over the BCC.
And then
And then they covered him.
Which
And then-
was, they made a point on this on commentary. This was the first time in over a year that the BCC has lost
Lost with Moxley
with Moxley
involved in a
competing
match.
in the
Yeah.
match.
So that's a very thing. That's a very cool stat. so after the match, Claudio gets back in the ring, starts beating up all the baby faces. They all start getting in the ring. They all start fighting. But then everybody gets out of the ring except Claudio. And then whose music hits? But none other than Eddie Kingston. I was shocked. I didn't expect to see Eddie tonight. I didn't expect to see when I would see Eddie again because he's been basically mainly just Ring of Honor and fucking New Japan Strong as of late.
Didn't
So
he have
Eddie,
a hernia surgery
yes,
lately?
he did. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He was out for
recovered
6 weeks. Yeah, so he runs to the ring. Obviously, him and Claudio have issues. The last time we really saw him on Ring of Honor was
Kenny
due
had
to his
had a
match with
promo
Claudio.
after Dynamite.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying like on Ring of Honor was after his match with Claudio at Supercard. But yeah, so he comes right in. He makes a beeline for Claudio. Him and Claudio start fighting. Um, and then as Claudio, he hits the Orkin twice on Claudio. Claudio rolls out of the ring. Moxley gets in the ring. He looks at Eddie. He's got his fist up, and fucking Matt attacks Moxley. Eddie throws Matt off of Moxley, and he's arguing with the Young Bucks. They're arguing with him. But then Mox comes back, gets in his head. He starts breaking up them and the Bucks because there's a crisis of conscience here because that's his boy Moxley, and the Young Bucks who he doesn't like. I mean, obviously, at Double or Nothing 2021, it was Mox and Kingston versus the Young Bucks. I mean, I remember that entrance with the fucking shoes, and I mean that was an amazing entrance. But yeah, so they start getting it going after it. Eddie gets attacked. Eddie gets attacked by a Konosuke Takeshita running down, and I love the jacket he's wearing, the fucking Yakuza fucking style jacket he's wearing. He looks like a fucking he looks like I forgot what his name was in the Yakuza games. It's
What,
the guy with the eye
Majima?
patch. It's the guy with the eye patch.
Oh, Kiyu.
Uh,
No,
yeah. No, Kiryu's the main character. The guy with the eye patch is he wears like this gold black like
Oh, is that Majima?
I think so. I haven't played Yakuza, but I know
I only remember
know
just like
who's
watching
played.
people play it.
Yeah,
That's
but
about it.
which is funny because I mean, like Okada and Yano and Tenzan and Tanahashi, Naito, they're all in the game. In one of the games, you can fight them as bosses.
Yeah, it's Majima.
Kojima, yeah, Majima. So yeah, he comes out, he bashes Eddie Kingston in the back of the head with a forearm. He gives Matt Jackson, not Matt Jackson, he gives Nick Jackson a jumping knee. So as Takesha's in the ring, who comes out but Kenny Omega? Kenny Omega comes into the ring, starts fucking fighting with the Bucks and Hangman. He's fighting all these guys off. This is pure fucking chaos. The crowd zooms in on Kenny. He's about to hit the fucking V trigger on Konosuke Takeshita.
Another running knee.
He hits the ropes, but who comes in to give Kenny a hook kick? I didn't even see it because of how fast everything was moving. But none other than fucking Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is now in the ring, putting the boots to Kenny Omega. He hits Kenny Omega. He's skipping around the ring. He gives Kenny Omega the.
And then they pan back to Brian on the ramp, just smiling.
Yeah, Callis is out there fucking smiling. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Kenny Ospreay points at his head. He hits Kenny with the hidden blade. Then he hits Kenny with the Stormbreaker, and then he hits another forbidden door. Then he hits another hidden blade to the head. Bryan Danielson is on commentary during all this, and he's saying, I think I have my pick for Ospreay versus Omega, and he going with Ospreay, but he is like, I mean, Danielson's like, he feels like he's the mastermind behind all this.
Grin.
But a part of me is like, oh my god, is Ibushi coming out next? But no, but what I think I could see happening, what I could see happening here is that there is a strong possibility now, just the way that he was talking about Ospreay, that this could just be Ospreay at Forbidden Door in the build for him and Omega, which is probably what it is. But there's a possibility where this could end up being a 6v6 type of deal, where you have Omega, Matt, Nick, Hangman, Kingston, and Ibushi versus Brian, Moxley, Claudio, Yuta, Takeshita, and Ospreay in some type of match or blood and guts, a 6v6, because last year was 6v6. They don't have to do 6v6. But they if they could do that, I don't know how that will work. I don't know when Blood and Guts is, because Blood and Guts last year was the show after Forbidden Door, which if it was, it would have been announced already.
Can I
And
make a bold
the
prediction?
G1 starts on July 15th. So that would have to be done within at least literally a month. So I don't know how the fuck they're gonna do this. I don't know. With Kingston involved, that makes me think it will be 6-on-6, and they would have to get Takeshita and somebody else, the BCC. So then now they're outnumbered, and I don't know who that would be. But
Can I make a very bold prediction for All In now?
yeah,
Go ahead.
So I would like to see Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson too.
at All In.
Yes. Because you had their first match inside of an arena that was 20,000. Pretty much, right? Inside of Arthur Ashe.
In a show that I was
And now
pissed
you-
I could not go to.
And now you have the rematch in front of 70,000.
That would be amazing. But what I'm gonna do right now is be a selfish fuck and say, hey, how about you save that for Arthur Ashe 3?
I agree with that.
Yes.
But I think you have
No,
it.
listen. If they announced that for Wembley, I'd be fucking over the moon. I wouldn't really mind at all.
Listen, if they announce that for Wembley, I'm getting my pass. I'm getting my first ever
no, you're not.
passport,
No,
and I
you're not.
will.
No,
and I will
sir.
fucking charter a jet.
No, sir. Nope. No way.
Why? No way.
You know why?
Why?
Because you're sitting here and you're watching. You're gonna do a show here. That's why.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's my bold prediction for All In, though. That's what I see
But yeah,
as a
the
very
show
strong possibility.
the show went off the air with Osprey giving Omega the Stormbreaker and then another hidden blade. This was an amazing. This might have been the best Dynamite ending all year. This was one of the best Dynamites all year, but this was definitely the best ending all year. This was unfucking believable. It was just fucking pure chaos. With
Do we want to?
with the best talents in the world. It's crazy.
Do we want to watch the Kenny Omega promo that happened after?
I'll watch it later.
Like I say, we could just pull it into the stream and then close it out.
Yeah, we might as well, right?
Yeah, can't we not hear it though?
If I screen share, you guys can hear it.
Oh, okay.
We do. I just gotta do what I did for the Stokely stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
We might as well. Let's do it.
Well, let me make sure I don't have the desktop. There we go. Unmute the desktop. That. Okay.
Wait, Terry. You types keep showing up. Eddie. Hey! Eddie! Eddie, I'm talking to you. Hey!
Oh wait,
I'm talking to Eddie. That's right.
I realized I wasn't playing it.
No. Is that what you think? I don't want to fight you. In fact, we need about as many friends as we can get. We got a whole big outfit in here. And if you're going to throw your name in the hat, Eddie, I'm not saying we're going to share a milk. I'm not saying we're going to share a Coke Zero. But if you want to place in this ring with the elite, if you want to fight the good fight against those guys back there, against those guys across the sea in Japan, then you've got a home in an AEW ring with us. You know, it seems like the more time goes by, the more I'm picking myself up from the heat to try to tell you guys some kind of happy story to close off the night with. The only happy story I've got right now is that the night isn't over. We still got Rampage. I still got to visit with the hospital. But you still got all of us. And week by week, day by day, the people that want to spread the message that wrestling is a beautiful place and that we will take on the world's best no matter where they come from. And love us or hate us, you guys are kind of elite fans too. tuned in for Rampage. Oh boy, next week do we ever have an exciting piece of news? We've got Dynamite, we've got Rampage, we've got Forbidden Door, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, so it's just paint by numbers.
Yeah.
For the rest of the week,
I'm gonna immediately swoop this in. I'm giving it to Will Ospreay. That's my dude. I love him to death. It's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Christian, go ahead.
for me, I'll give the wrestler of the week to
The build up, the anticipation.
Adam Cole. Baby.
And then I'll give it to MJF.
MJF's in the panels, but it doesn't matter.
Ah, Jesus fucking.
All right,
God
guys.
damn it, why didn't I? No. If he's in the panels, I gotta pick somebody different.
God,
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
come on, just.
I hate all of you.
Should I just give you a list of everyone that's in that Hall of Fame of shirts so you don't?
Just say somebody.
Yeah, someone, please.
I woke up at,
You know what?
I woke up at 6 today.
Let's go, Mr. Pack it in, Daniel. Zack Sabre
Yes,
Jr.
There you
sir.
go.
Hey,
Big
hey, Nick.
tattoos.
Hey, Nick. Yeah.
Also, last week I mentioned that we're gonna have audio. The audio fucked up on trying to edit, so I will come around to making actual audio versions of this fucking show. Other than that, though, guys, we do appreciate you all for watching. Catch us on Saturday. Well, probably catch me Saturday, maybe Christian. That's up in
Maybe
the
for
air.
a little bit. Maybe for a little bit.
But
I'll
I'll be
birthday
here.
party.
I'll be here because it'll be after my job interview, so I will have no more mustache because I need to look good for the job interview.
I gotta trim this too.
Yeah. Without further ado, guys, we'll appreciate you all, and we will see you later. Goodbye. Okay.